We got a host. Welcome everyone. Welcome everyone. We got a host. Welcome everyone.
Alright, we're getting ready to go live. Give me 1 second. Get the microphone adjusted. Check this out. There we go. Hello folks. How are we tonight? Give me 1 second. Look at all this in place. Zoo, thank you for the host. TechCode, thank you for the host. I appreciate that. How are we doing this evening? Let's check. Make sure that we're good here and there. Why is it not working over there? Give me 1 second. There it is. Weird. I'm doing good. So we've got something we put into the... Let me check this. Alright, good. We're here. We got this. Sorry, moving everything around. There's so many things you gotta do in your stream. Like... Alright, so let me get Affinity open. So we've got something in the stream now. Let me pull it over here so I can see it. So we put the dragon on the stream deck. Let's take a look at it and see what it looks like. There it is. It's looking pretty good. Now, I figured something out. So I'll show you guys real quick. The wings. I didn't like the way, I don't know if you were here for it, but I didn't like the way the wings weren't bound to the mesh of the body, and I figured out how to fix that. So apparently, down here in the stage schematic, which you probably can't see, well you can sort of see it, you have to change the way the meshes are bound to each other through these nodes. Once you do that, you bind them to these points that are labeled right here with these numbers. I know this is kind of confusing. But then the wings actually bind to the bone structure of the mesh, which works flawlessly. And remember, I don't know if you were here for it, but I was talking about there had to be a way to do this, right? So this bone here, number 27 and 28, these are bones I created, and I bound these meshes to these points. So they always stay consistently at that point. So they never move. So now I can animate the wings, and they'll stay connected to the body. That was pretty crucial. Figuring that out, and we figured it out, so that's good. Now I just got to go back and figure out the rest of it. I'm not doing that tonight though. We're gonna load scene. We're gonna load the first animation scene. We might mess with this a little bit, drawing some like comic stuff. I don't know yet though. It is. It really is. Like it's one of those things where. You know so very little about it, so you just sort of jump in and you start going, and then you learn a little bit, you learn a little bit more, you learn a little bit more, and before you know it, you've learned something. It can be a little overwhelming at times though, because it's one of those things where like you don't really, it's hard to grasp it all at once because there's so much there to take in, it's like it's quite a process. Alright, what are we gonna draw tonight? Sitting here looking at some inspiration. I don't know what I want to draw this evening. Had a long day. Let's do some... I don't know if I want to do a landscape or characters. Let's do that. Let's warm up with some shapes. We'll do some basic warm-ups, and we'll see if we can't make some cute little characters or something. And then we'll mess around, because I'm not really 100% sure what I want to draw. So I think we're just gonna start drawing something, and then we'll just kind of figure it out. And whether we finish this or not, who knows. But it'll be fun. Okay. Let's do like a little... We'll do like a little multi-eyed creature thing. So we'll sit here and we'll draw some of this. We'll grab this darker purple. I usually do this. I don't know if anyone else does, but I usually warm up a little bit and try to get at least going, you know what I mean? Go here. Yeah, I think we'll do that. I think we'll do something like this. Merc Raid! What's up, Bad Merc? Thank you for the host, buddy. Is it a raid? Shoot, let me see if I can remember my own raid command. Hey, Brugal, what's up? How are you? What's up, Merc? Thanks, buddy. I appreciate that. How are we doing tonight, man? Were you streaming, Merc? I didn't even notice, dude. If you were, I apologized. It's been a busy day, dude, and then I got home and we had to help my daughter with her homework, and I usually jump on to see who's on, but tonight I was busy. Yeah, I was gaming. Gotcha. Okay, cool. I'm just warming up right now, trying to get my head going. I hear you, dude. I hear you. There's days where it's like, meh, you know. I'm kind of having one of those days, but you know what? I want to stream, because streaming usually makes me feel better. So, you know, I want to get out here and make some content and see where this goes. So we're just warming up with this. I have no idea what this even is. What should we make this? Like a little alien or something? And off. Yeah, I think it's just one of them days. I was really busy at work, and it just wasn't one of them days where you feel good about the day. You know, it wasn't like, yay, you know. Do some stuff like this. We'll do some like googly eyes. But thank you, Mark. I appreciate that host, buddy. I hope you're having a good one. It's good to see everybody. Let's experiment. Oh, I figured out, Merc. I wanted to show you. I don't know if you were in here the other day. Were you in here when we were trying to get the dragon wings to work right? Okay, so I couldn't figure out how in Open Teams how to make these wings back here bind to the body, right? Because essentially I wanted to pin them to the dragon. So we made this. I don't know if you saw the final dragon, but that's Dragon Lair's entrance animation now. It's that dragon. So when he comes in, that's going to play, and then he'll get a command for it. And then I'm working on yours as well, Merc. And I'm almost done with a couple commissions, and then I've got a couple more people I've got to get in touch with to get that ball rolling. But, so, I couldn't figure out how in the life of me to get these wings bound to the body, and I finally figured it out, which was awesome. Because I was having to manually move them, and it was not a very productive manner. So now that I know how to do it, basically you can bind them down here with nodes. And when you do this, they stay exactly where they need to be. So that was good. That was nice. It was an accomplishment to get that figured out. Let's put it that way. And we still have this one we loaded. Remember? This was sort of that test where we were testing this out. Oh, it is, dude. It is. It's getting there, though, man. Like, I'm trying to get into, like, actual animation. Like, you know, like a comic or like an animation, like maybe a small animated series or something. Who knows, you know? My eventual goal is to be able to figure out how to do, like, I want to show you guys something real quick. Yeah, so watch this. I want to show you something really neat here. So I was trying to figure out today how to do, per se, because you know how an animation will flip from scene to scene, like you'll have somebody talking over here, and then it'll flip to another scene with somebody talking and that sort of thing. So I was thinking to myself, I'm like, okay, how the heck do I make this work? So I figured it out, sort of. So let's say this here, let's say this was a character here. We're just going to do sort of a quick drawing here, right? And let's say this was our second character over here talking to him, right? So you can do things like this. I want to show you guys something. This is how cool this software is. You can do some amazing stuff. So let's say we had these two different characters, right? And you had the scene, and you had one talking, and you can do mouse scenes and stuff. But the thing this software does really well is check this out. So let's say we wanted these two to sort of go like this, right? Watch this. Let's say we wanted this one to make it look like it's sort of walking, like it's walking off the scene, and then this one is sort of in the background, right? So watch this. This is pretty cool. So we'll take this one and we'll just do a couple bit of, we'll just do a couple bobs up and down. So we'll kind of go here, here, here to make it look like it's sort of walking away, right? I want to show you how neat this is. All right? And then let's go back here, right? We'll go up again. Now, what's cool about this is watch this. So for this one here, we can take and we can move it in the rear. So if we leave it here, we set a key for it, and then we go to the end key. Watch this. This has Z-axis, just like Moho. So if we go to a Z-axis, you see this? You see how it's further in the background? You have full control over foreground and rear ground, just like in Moho. So check this out. Watch what happens when we play this animation. Okay? That's quick, but you see that? How you almost have the sense of that character moving forward and that going into the rear ground, right? And again, this is just a really quick, obviously, look at it, but like, it's really powerful how you can control the Z-depth. And because this supports true vector layers, resizing is possible, right? So you can actually, you can do like full scale like animations and stuff, which is really fascinating to me. So, and then, you know, let's say you wanted to do like, you know, a scene where they're talking back and forth. With the way the timeline is, it's really easy to do. There's some really cool functionality there. Like really, really cool functionality. The other thing is with that Z-depth, watch this. I want to show you something else that's really cool. Wait, what? So are you ready for this? Yes, this is tiny. I don't need a big cup tonight, dude. I'm gonna have to sleep at some point. So you see this? You can control the camera movements like this too, right? So you can control like full camera movements and stuff. Like you can actually, like I'm impressed what all you can do here. This is OpenTunes, your tech coach. So for anyone who's familiar with Studio Ghibli, the people who made Spirited Away, Howl's Moving Castle, those anime movies, they were made in this software. This software was originally called Toons, and it was made for Studio Ghibli. Well, then Studio Ghibli decided to release it for free, and then they changed the name to OpenTunes. And so this Futurama was made in this software. That new, I don't know if anyone saw that new Batman Ninja movie, the Batman Ninja animation movie, that was made in this software. Like this software is used like top level. This isn't just like baby stuff. You can do like full high-end kicking out to Netflix. There's shows on Netflix that are made with this software. That's unbelievable. But I will say this, okay? The software has a learning curve that is extensive. I mean, it is extensive. And I'm still figuring it out. But I'm getting there. So I'm happy with that. And for anyone that's not familiar with node-based editing, you see down here these nodes? That's how you control effects and you control asset management. Right, it's all node-based. So it's a little different than it's sort of like Nuke or Natron. It's all node based, which is supposed to be superior to traditional, something like After Effects. But again, it has a much bigger learning curve. So it's kind of like, how far do you want to go? You know? But again, we made this little dragon in here, and I think that dragon has a nicer look than the stuff I make in Moho. Now, maybe that's my opinion. I feel like it looks better. I feel like it's smoother all the way around in Moho. So my goal now is the next thing I'm going to make in this is going to be Merc's intro animation. And I want to start moving everything over to OpenTunes, I think. I want to see how far I can push it. Because it has a lot of the functionality that I need, and there's no better way to learn it than dive in. So that's my goal. There's a price to pay. Well, that's just it, right? Like, why not? And I'm going to tell you right now, there is so much out there on OpenTunes. If you start looking on YouTube and stuff, there's some really decent tutorials. And I'd be glad to link you some of the ones I've been learning from. But, like, there's some really good tutorials out there if you really want to look at this. And then for stuff like this, where I made this little, we drew this little character here, right? It's amazing how fast that animates because of the mesh. The mesh is super simple to set up, and then you can start doing things really, really quick, right? So like, let's say with this animation, once it got to the end, okay, let's do this. Watch this. Like, let's say we wanted this to sort of, we wanted this animation to sort of, I don't know, zoom back or whatever, right? And we would essentially go here, and then go to the end of this, and then you can essentially zoom it in and out like I was showing you the zoom, you know? So you can do things like this. So if you wanted to, you could, you know, loop it all the way back to the back like that, or watch this. If we set it here first, set the key, this is where you can do things like this, you know, or you could even go bigger, you know. And again, if we look on the Z depth, you're going to see where this thing is in the scale, right? So naturally, I think anybody can see where this would get really cool with making like forests and stuff. Like, let's say you wanted to make a character running through a forest. It'd be super easy with this software, because all you're going to do is put your trees at different depths, pan them by the scene, and have the character running between those depths. Heck, you want to see what it would look like real quick? Y'all interested? We can try it. I'm pretty sure I can emulate it. Watch this. We'll hide this. We'll delete this layer. Watch this. We'll make some trees real fast. Okay, so we'll grab a rectangle. We're going to do this really quick. So let's do... Hey, man. All right, cool. Let's check it out. Let's go like this. And what we'll do is we'll grab we'll go to the basics. Let's see how fast we can prototype this, right? So it'll be sort of a proof of concept. Like, how quickly can we make this sort of idea? Now, again, we're not going for high-end looks here, right, guys? Like, we're just going for the proof of concept. But I think it'll get the point across. So we'll do the same thing. So we'll go here. Actually, we'll go here. Can I just copy and paste this? Is that how that works? So copy and then paste. Or if I paste here, will it just paste in? No. Alright, so we'll do the same thing. We'll just come here. We'll go here, and I think it's R. It is. Okay. F. And see, I'm still learning the freaking hotkeys, y'all. We're going to set this to all. We're going to scale this up. Okay. So we'll put this one here. Now let's do a little bit further in the background. And I mean, if I wanted to really build this out in a timely manner, then I would take my time and I would I'd really, you know, get the layers down and everything. But we're just doing this sort of quick, so, which is fine. Come on, Frodo, stop. Jerk. Okay. So what we'll do is we'll copy, paste. Okay, good. So that pasted that frame. Nice. So then we'll just move this one back here like this, and watch this. We'll make it even thinner. So we'll go like this. Now, okay. So let's set these on their Z depth, right? So the way we're going to do that is we're going to flip here. So if we look right now, you can see they're all on that one depth, right? Let's take... Hey, Annie, thanks for the host, buddy. All right, let's take this first one. Alright, that one. Let's move it over since it is the biggest one. Alright. We're doing a real quick animation test idea, Annie. We'll see if this works. Okay. Alright, so we're going to move this further up in the scene like this, right? Can I pan around in this? No. So we'll come further in the front like this. We'll take this one. Where is this one? Here. We'll go slightly behind this one. We'll take this one. We'll go in the back. I'd say here. And then we'll take the last one and we'll go all the way in the back, right? So now if we look at this, you see where all the trees are on different layers, right? So now what we're going to do is we're going to draw a really quick character. So we'll go here. And we're just going to make the character basically a round circle, alright? So this is what he's going to look like. We're just going to do something easy to sort of get the point across. And we'll make him green, sure. Alright, so we're going to take the character, and we want him, I'd say, right here. Now, what we're going to do... Hey, Haiku, how's it going? Going good here. We're doing a proof of concept. Now you see right there how we're already going through those objects, right? And these aren't layers. This is the Z-depth, okay? So if we take this and we go to all and we scale it down a little bit. So watch this. If we look here, you see how everything's on its own layer, right? In fact, we could even bring this one forward a little bit if we want. You can see how we can go as far back or forward as we want in the scene. The other thing is you can change the Z-depth on a whim, right? So let's say we animate this little character going through the scene, right? Then what we would do is we'd take these here, we drag them, let's go, I don't know, frame 24. And what we'll do is we'll take this guy, we'll set the keyframe here, and then we'll go to the end and we'll set the keyframe here, right? So if we loop this... Hey man, thank you for the follow. Right, you can see what's happening right there, right? But then what we got to do is set the Z depth. And you can see how quickly we're just making this little thing. We're just doing a concept idea here, Haiku, trying to see how it would look if we do it this way. Let's go back some. I'd say right about here. You see that? You see how it's going through the trees? You guys see that? How it's folding through the scenery? You know, and we could even get more in depth than this, right? Okay, if we take this here, let's even slow this down a little bit. We'll go down to frame 48, right? We'll move this keyframe all the way to the end. And then what we'll do is we'll have it stop in the middle like he's peeking around a tree, right? So we'll scrub down the timeline. We'll have him stop right here for just a couple frames. So we'll go here. We'll set a keyframe. And then what we'll do is we'll go a little bit and we'll set another keyframe. Okay? Now watch this when we play it. You see? So you can start doing things that are going to... You can see how you can start building the elements, right? And how with that Z depth there, you can create that sense of depth. The other thing you can do is you can zoom the camera in and out. So let's see if I can figure that out. What's up, Prophets? We were doing a real quick demonstration or proof of concept on how we'd make this animation look. You got a cute hopping animation going? Awesome. I want to see it. So let's go here. Select the camera. Now watch this, guys. You see this? Y'all see what's happening here? It's warping the Z depth, right? So where this is really cool is if we set this here. Oh, it is, Merc. It's unbelievable. This program is really capable. So let's take this and just sort of shift this and see what it does to the scenery, right? Now you can animate that movement. It really is. It's pretty impressive what it's capable of. Well, let's go here and let's move the camera like this. Let's see what this does to the animation. I don't see a change. I'm not sure how you need to set the keyframe, but I do know that you can move the camera in and out. Not only that, you can zoom the camera in and out. So watch this. Like, let's say we wanted to, I don't know, set a keyframe here, and then we wanted to go to the end and have it zoom in. Watch. Now watch, if we turn it on scene only, you see what that looks like? How it's got that little bit of a zoom going, and then you can see how the ball's passing right through the trees, right? And that was, what did we do that in, 5 minutes? So we made the assets, and we brought it to life in a matter of minutes. So, you know, obviously at this point, you're going to want to do better looking art. You're going to want to do a little bit better storyboarding and whatnot, but you can see just how quickly you can do something though. You know what I mean? Oh, did he see the dragon yet, Mert? You might like that one. What do you think, Prophets? It's pretty cool stuff. Like, I'm really impressed what you can do with this. And what's crazy about this is I'm literally scratching the surface of this. So what you're seeing me do is with the little bit of knowledge that I've acquired in a short time span. And, you know what I mean? It's something different. You loved it, good. And you more time. So now the goal is we're going to go back and we're going to reanimate some other stuff that I've already done, because I'm feeling like I could do it better now, because I'm absolutely loving OpenToon. I think it's going to be a really fantastic software. I'm going to be able to do some really cool stuff with. Not only that, there's some other really cool stuff you can do here. Like, watch this, guys. You can load in levels of other previous works. You ready? You recognize the dragon? We just pulled him into this animation. Now, obviously, the timing of the dragon is longer than the animation we just made, right? But you can literally take elements you've used for other animations and instantly load them into the timelines. Just like that, like seamless. And so what that does is it allows you to go and make assets and then move them around and reuse assets you've already created, which is really, really cool, because you're going to be able to reuse a lot of the things you make. Like, if you do like a special flame effect, for example, you're going to be able to reuse that in other elements and things like that. I mean, it's just the ideas here are, you know, we could go again. We could take in the little, where is he? This guy. Right? You know, we've got the code guy running in the background there. Now, obviously, all the timing's off because they're all different length animation. But you see what I mean? How, like, you can really, really do some cool stuff here. You see what I mean? So you can really start mixing things together. I'm inspired. I definitely have some ideas for this on what we're gonna do. Hey, Foxy, how are you? How are you doing tonight? Good to see you. Thanks for coming in. We're gonna take this guy. We're testing, kind of, I guess. we're playing around with I was just showing some people some basic animation concepts with this new software I'm using, and we're kind of playing around with some different ideas and concepts, trying to see just what we can actually do with it. Like, we just made a real quick scene of a forest, like, panning, and then an object moving through the trees, like actually through the different layers of trees and whatnot. And so we're sort of just playing around with, you know, some differences in what we can do and how we can do them and stuff. I'm really fascinated with the software. I'm really excited to dig further into it. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. So you can see these little eyes here, right? These are vector. I made these today at work when I was screwing around at lunchtime, because I wanted to sort of play around with like a little character here, right? So let's say we wanted to make like I wanted to show you guys something too. Look what I learned today. You can do vector cutoffs. So let's say you wanted a quick square. You can do something like this. Let's turn it back into rectangle. And then you can right click and remove vector cutoff. Do you see how I made that square? Pretty cool. Not only that, you can actually group these just like regular vector elements, and then they scale just like vector in like Affinity or something like that. So you can go in and you can make basically any shapes you want, and then you can move things around. Alright, Annie, take care, buddy. Oh, and we finished our dragon, Foxy. I don't know if you saw the dragon. Let's get rid of you. We're gonna get rid of you. Yeah, he turned out really good. I was really proud of him. Let's do like a little squish sort of. I don't know, should we do a happy face or like a little squish face? What do you guys want to say? Let's draw like a little mouth here. Like right in between it. Yeah. Alright, and we'll do like a little, sort of like a little round plushy sort of character. So we'll kind of go like this. And then what we'll do is we'll play around. How would I shade this? That's going to be the next question. Like, let's say we wanted to make this a little slime thing, right? And we wanted to... You'll notice, Foxy, sort of a common theme around here is learning. So we do a lot of that here. Because I never really know... You know, I'm always, like, learning. Yeah. And it sort of becomes sort of a common little vibe around here. Now, how in the world would I shade this? Would I have to, if I wanted to shade this, how would I do vector shades on this? If I filled this, oh, I bet I know. I'd have to mask it, wouldn't I? So I would have to go column 3, insert effects, matte in? And then what is that, column 2? No. I don't know how to do that mask entirely. I'm gonna have to learn that because it's all node based. And I'm not exactly sure how that mask would act. Oh, right there, like that, you see that? So then if I were to take this and I would have dropped the opacity down, let's say, I don't know, like 25 maybe?
Oh, we got a host. Welcome, everyone.
Rev, thank you for the host. How are you? Thank you so much. Hey, Godsey, how are you? We're testing some animation tonight, folks. We're working with a new animation software that I'm currently learning. Thank you, I really appreciate that, buddy. Welcome to everyone that came with the host. My name's Jeremiah. I do vector art, pixel art, animations, typically creative streams. We do little animations like this dragon. We usually draw the assets and then we animate the assets. And we have a lot of fun here. We answer a lot of questions. So if you guys have any questions for me, like the softwares that I'm using or the techniques, feel free to ask. And thank you. Thank you for being here. Godsey, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. Thank you so much. So there is an opacity here, right? Okay, so that's how you would do a mask with this. You'd have to mask it, and then for whatever reason, you can't do a... Alright, so I'll have to figure that out later. Thank you, Fuzzclip. Yeah, I mean, I absolutely welcome questions. Like, absolutely, really do. So we do a lot of drawing, like over here. So everything you see in the slideshow over here, you're going to see all the different creations I've made. And we have a bunch of free softwares that we help people with. We have paid softwares we help people with. It's sort of all over the place. So it's a fun place, Thank you for the follow, Fuzzclip. I appreciate it. Fine, just because Rev told me to. Hey, that works for me. Thank you, Rev. And I appreciate it, Foxy. Thank you. A little bit different vibe here, but we have fun. It's a fun place. So the next challenge is I want to be able to pull these into here, and I want to be able to animate cutout stuff.
Hi, Space Cat.
That's going to be the next challenge. Hey, no worries. I understand. I appreciate it. It's
Hi, Space Cat.
Space Cat. Oh, one other thing real quick, guys. My daughter does all of my voiceovers. So if you're wondering why you hear a little girl talking, that's why. She does all of them. Everything. So every single button you see, all my follows, all my hosts, is all going to be her. I'm making a shout out for Rev, by the way. Yeah, it's a funny story. And guys, if you're not following Rev, please do. And thank you so much for that host. I really, really do appreciate it. My daughter heard me recording voices one day for the stream. And then she, yeah, and there's Frodo back there. And she was like, Daddy, I can do that better than you. And I was like, all right. So ever since then, she records everything. So like for 7 to 7.
How you doing, Mr. 7?
We got his little animation in there, and we've got Water Bottle, and we've got a couple of them. I gotta get some more voiceovers. We haven't gotten them all yet, but we're getting there. Hey there, Hip. How are you? Thank you for the follow. Hip, it's fine. I was gonna go with Hip. Thank you. And your cat. Yeah, that's Frodo, and Sam's running around somewhere. We got 2 cats, we got 2 dogs, we got 2 Great Danes, Odin and Bo, and then we have 2 cats, Frodo and Sam. So, kind of a packed house, a lot of animals. Yeah. My daughter didn't understand Frodo and Sam until we sat down and watched The Lord of the Rings. And now, she calls them Frodo Baggins and Samwise Gamgee. So, she is, she's really big into it. Anyways, let's get to some art, folks. Alright, so let's play around with this. And this was a warm-up drawing. We kind of jumped into the animation stuff. We're going to get more into it, but yeah. Can I make an animation? Yeah, we certainly can. We actually just right here, so I was showing how we animated this. This is a little character that I drew. I can fuzz. So this is actually, in fact, I will show you real quick. Why not? We'll do a proof of concept so you guys can see exactly how that works. So let's take these 2 here and we'll hide them, right? We'll go grab a picture. We'll open up one of my pictures. Let's grab Chewie. We've not animated Chewie yet. And everybody loves this Chewie that we drew, right? So let's grab this Chewie right here. As you can see, currently, he is a vector animation. So there are separate elements here, right? So we can pull out like the mouth, we can pull out the beard, we can pull off the arm, right? Because it is all vector. But what we're going to do is we're going to take Chewie, we're going to copy him, and then we're going to put him in its own output. So we'll go export, and we'll export Chewie to a basic PNG file, which is going to be a flat image file, right? So we'll say Chewie. Okay? Now, I have to start getting ready for work. Hey, Mert, thanks, buddy. I appreciate it, buddy. Really, really do. Thank you. Thank you for your host tonight, man. And guys, if you're not following Bad Mert, he is another creative streamer here. He's a friend of mine. Big supporter of what I do. Plays video games as well. Really, really cool guy. Really, really cool guy. Purple Diglett. I don't know what that thing was. We're just having fun with that. Thank you for the host, Fuzz. Appreciate that. Alright, so let's drag Chewie in here, into his own layer, and we'll go to load, right? So now you can see that Chewie is an element, right? This is a single image, it's not layers, okay? So you could do this, like I could take a picture of Rev, Foxy, whoever, and we could do this. In fact, we could take a picture of me and do it, and I could show you exactly what I mean. But for the sake of time, we'll do it with this. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a mesh, right? So you can see what this mesh is doing, right? This mesh is controlling all the areas. So when we apply the mesh, oh, hang on. Let me quit. I don't want to save this. Let me quit and I'll start fresh. I forgot that was the project I was working on. I don't want to change that. Hey, Dubious. What's up, buddy? I forgot I was in the middle of doing that. We're going to do a blank scene. We're not going to do it on a scene I was already working on. His beard looks better than you, Fuzzclip. Aga, how are you? It is good to see you. we were getting ready to show some people a mesh animation because they had a question on like how that works or what it looks like. So we're taking in a flat, we're taking in a flat PNG image. We're going to show them how we do a mesh animation with OpenTunes because there were some questions on that. So thank you for the host. This is magic. It is. All right, so we're going to resize this. Now, you can see this is a single image, right? What we're going to do is we're going to go in and we're going to put bones. And the way bones work in OpenTunes is they create a structure for your mesh to work on, right? So we're going to put the root bone. It is a single image. Oh, you're seeing. So we're going to put the root bone here. Now watch this. We're going to go up here to the top, and then we're going to come out of the shoulders, and we're going to put root bones, or we're going to put bones in all the arms, right? And this is going to be a very, very quick proof of concept, guys. But you'll get the point on what I'm doing here. All right, now watch how quickly we're going to be able to animate this. All right, so now when we drop over to animate, we're already animating, right? So like, let's say we wanted to make this wave. We could just take this part of the arm and look at this. You're already animating just this quick. You know what I mean? And now you got to be careful, obviously. You don't want to get too crazy or you're going to go way outside the bounds of the mesh. And of course, you can set how far the mesh will work and everything. But like, you know, we could move the arm like this. So we could actually have Chewy waves. So like, let's say we were to take Chewy. We were to extend this to, I don't know, 24 scenes or 24 frames. We could come here and watch. We could go like this, copy this one. And this is just really, really quick, guys, again. Well, all you do is draw. Pretty primarily. We do some animations and stuff, but for the most part, yeah, we just do drawing. So you see that? We just made Chewy wave that quick. And you can see how fast we did that. And that actually, for it being a mesh animation, looks pretty good. Now, you got to be careful because you can get a lot of deformation and stuff if you get too crazy with it. And you can actually set up like rigid paint so that it won't move certain parts of the body and things like that. So you can kind of control it, you know, a little bit different. And then, of course, if we wanted to have, like, his torso move a little bit and whatnot, we could come in here and we could have the torso move slightly with the wave. So we could kind of go like this, right? And then we could have that sort of follow the motion. So if we turn his back off, you see that? Now we have that little bit of upper body movement. And so we're taking this flat image and we're bringing it to life. And, again, this is really quick. And if you really wanted to make it look really highly detailed, of course you could. And you could spend more time on it, but that's how fast you could do that. I mean, that quick, right? So to give you all an example, the other day, I took this picture I drew of Co-Carnage from Twitch, and I did the same thing. Basically, I drew this character. We left it as a photo. What are you doing? Lay down. We took this picture here, and we did the same thing. Sort of made it look like he was running, and you could see the little. What in the cat, man? Yeah, Soggy, it's pretty cool. Like, and this is just one way to do the animation, right? I mean, you can do cutout animations as well. So we animated this the other night, which was this dragon flying. So the dragon you see here, you're going to see that. We animated that right here, but that was a cutout animation. So we drew those assets in Affinity Designer right here. Whoop. Hold on. Here's where we drew those assets, right? And then what I did was I took the assets into OpenTunes and we did a cutout animation. I bet your computer's really nice. It's pretty good, Fuzz, but I work from my computer and I do graphics and everything, so it's a little bit. You make it look easy. Thank you. Yeah, Frodo jumping around. What are the drawings on the bottom of the screen? Down here? Got it? That's just a slideshow, kind of showcasing some of the things that I've done. That way people can kind of see the different things that we've worked on. The different styles and, you know, that kind of stuff. I do some gameplay on stream, Fuzz. Once in a while. Like, I do more creative streams than anything, to be honest with you. We will do the occasional game, though. It sort of depends on the mood I'm in and what I'm working on and that kind of stuff. But once in a while, we will. Once in a while. Yeah, it's really, and there are other creative streamers. Bianca, who was in here, she is a creative streamer as well. She does animations. And then Bad Merc was in here earlier, and You know, there's a bunch. Yeah, right there, Miss Bianca. So we'll give her a shout out here real quick. I did a Pennywise. I'll show it to you. It's old, but I did it. Let me get her name spelled right. We don't want to shout out the wrong thing. Right there, guys. She is another creator, creative person. She does animation. She does art. She plays video games on stream and everything. Really cool. Follow her, definitely. I did a Pennywise a couple years ago. I think. Didn't I? Hold on. That might have been 2017. I honestly don't remember. You are welcome. Hey, Hellraiser, how's it going, buddy? Right here. I did this little sort of vector stylized Pennywise. It was sort of a chibi-ish style, but it's all vector. And this was really early on in my vector art. I was still learning how to do a lot of line control and stuff like that. There's a lot of things in here I'm not 100% happy with anymore, but overall, it wasn't bad. You know, these are the growth you have, you know, throughout your creative career, really. What's up? And I mean, do we have any Lego fans in here? Anybody a Lego fan? Never done any Five Nights at Freddy's stuff. You're gonna be a dad again. Well, congratulations, man. That's a good thing, I hope, right? Like, that's good. I hope so. Love Legos. Yeah, we do custom Lego characters here. We come up like, we did a bunch of Star Trek Legos. We did like right here, we did a Kratos Lego character. Hoping for a girl. Right on, dude. Right on. We did a Master Chief Lego character. We make our own little Legos. Because my name and whatnot. I don't have any shooting animations yet. We can work on some for sure. But I don't have any as of yet. Did I draw my cat? Which one? The space cat right here?
Hi, Space Cat.
Or this guy, Frodo, wherever the heck he is.
Bye, Space Cat.
Yeah, the Legos are pretty good. We used to do these a lot. Yeah, like, and oh, check these out. If anyone's an Overwatch fan, when I heard that Overwatch was coming to Lego, I decided to go ahead and do my own versions of the Overwatch Lego characters. So obviously we did Reaper. Junkrat was my favorite. I think he turned out really, really cool. And we did Pharah, Soldier, McCree, Tracer, Moira, May. I haven't finished them all yet though. Genji, Lucio. We were working on Widowmaker down here, but we never quite finished it. We just did a picture the other day of me and my daughter. So my daughter is a reoccurring theme in a lot of my art. And where was that one? I forget now. We do isometric stuff. We do a lot of scenery here as well, guys. Like, let me open some of these scenes up so I can show you what I'm talking about. We do a lot of sceneries like this as well. It sort of goes all over the place. Like, we do sceneries that look, you know, like this, like fantasy sceneries. We do things like this that are sort of cyberpunk, sci-fi-ish in a way. And, you know, this was a fun one. And I do some really vivid colors when we do scenery. We do, like, I go really out there, but I enjoy the high use of color. I really enjoy that look, you know? So, you're going to see a lot of different art here if you tune in. And it really is dictated kind of by, you know, whatever I feel like drawing at the time, like I was saying.
We got a new follower.
Soggyfish, thank you for that follow. And as always, guys, if you have any questions for me, feel free to ask. I've got some software lists that I use here. There's the paid softwares that I use. And here's the free softwares that I utilize. So if you guys are interested in any of that, if you have any questions, let me know. I need to add OpenTune to that list, but I just haven't gotten around to it. Alright. Let's do a little... We're warmed up with this. Let's do a little character drawing. Let's do a quick character drawing. We'll move this off to the side. Let's do like a little, what do we want to see? Like a little... Do like a little, like game character or something? Do we want to do like a little game asset? Or do we want to do... I don't know. Let's figure it out. We'll just play around with it. Kind of see where it goes. Blast, what's up, buddy? How are you? How's that gears going, man? Right on. Default from Fortnite. I have never drawn any Fortnite stuff, Godsey. We had talked about it at one time, but I've never actually done it. One of these days, we'll do it, because I've actually had a lot of people request it. So it'd be kind of fun. Grinding like crazy? Yeah, I hear you, man. We're still kind of warming up. I don't know really what I want to draw yet tonight. I'm just sort of brain dead. I do approve it. Yeah, I do commissions for stuff. I do avatars, and I've done animations for people. I've done stingers. I've done, you know, overlay stuff. I've done all kinds of little stuff. Yep. Does that game have multiplayer in it too? Glass? Because I haven't even really looked into it. We'll do a little random cute character. I don't even know what we're drawing here, folks. Goku. I've done a Dragon Ball Z character before. I did it as a commission, and I only got half the payment, so it was never fulfilled. So I kept it. See this? Because he wanted like custom coloring and stuff, and we did it in this style. And he wanted two versions. He wanted it with the standard outfit, and then he wanted it with the clothes sort of torn and ripped. With the battle suit or whatever it is called, I forget now. And I even drew in the little eyepiece and everything. But for whatever reason, the guy paid me almost all of it. I never heard from him again. And it just disappeared. So it was like the commission never fully completed. And this is all vector art. So like if you look at this, you see this here? That's one vector cell right there. So like if we were to change the color of this, you'd see the outline. That's all vector art right there. And then the skin and everything is vector as well as the other portions like the skin and whatnot. That's all vector pieces. You draw Pokemon? I've never drawn Pokemon. Nope. Nope. Alright, let's do a little, see some ears on this little thing. And then we'll go in the back here. Oh, Pikachu? Eh. We'll add it to a list and we'll see what we can do. I hear you, Whisper. I hear you. It could be a challenge sometimes. It's amazing. Thank you. I don't know what this is gonna be, to be honest. We're just kind of playing around right now at the minute. I like it sort of big like this. Let's leave it like this. And you know what? We'll do a little beard even. I've been streaming on Mixer now for probably about a year and a half. On and off. I had to take a little bit of a break. A couple months ago because just real life stuff. And then we came back pretty heavy. And have been really getting into it pretty heavy ever since. You know. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing is like, for me, it was, my daughter was finishing her school year. And it was just there was just too much going on. It was just, life was just hitting really hard at the time. So I just had to step back for a little bit, take a couple months off, and sort of refocus, you know what I mean, on what I was doing. And then once I did that, came back, and everything's been great. Let's go here. Oh, I got locked children on. We can't have locked children. We'll flip this. You drawing yourself a lot? No, this isn't me. Just sort of playing around with shapes. Just playing around with shapes, honestly, right now, bud. We're just, messing around, trying to see what we can come up with. What app are you using? So this is Affinity Designer. It is, right here. If you want to, right there, and then I have a software command that'll kind of take you to it. And if you're interested in it, he's good with beard. Yeah. So I don't really have a rule set when I start drawing characters, right? I just sort of start, and then we figure it out. And very similar, Sagi. Very similar. This is by a company called Serif. They've actually been around for about 30 years. And they've recently released their line of products, which is Affinity Designer, Affinity Photo, and Affinity Publisher. They've released all three. And Photo is obviously like Photoshop. Publisher is like InDesign. And then Designer is like Illustrator. It's basically a vector application, is what it is. You know? It's a great... Here's the cool part, Sagi. It's... You get a free 10-day trial, right? And you want to know how much the software is? $50. And once you own it, you never pay for updates again. You own it outright. It's yours. And I'm going to tell you, for a... In terms of vector art, I think it's probably the closest you're going to get to... The closest you're going to get to Illustrator, hands down, as far as production value goes and everything. Here's the cool part, too. Check this out, guys. I'll show y'all something really neat. This is something that usually kind of gets people interested. So, this is a vector and a raster program. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thanks, Talent. So, check this out. Yeah, so check this out. Ready? This is cool for anybody that knows anything about creative programs. So, you see how we have a vector shape here, right? This is a vector shape, so we can add points, we can manipulate. You guys can see this as vector. Watch this. We go to the pixel persona. We now have raster brushes. So we can select it, and we can just... Look at this. You can do vector and raster in the same program. So, which is incredible. And if you know anything about that, there's no bridging. It's all seamless. So you can just... You can literally, I can go back to the vector persona, I can resize it, I can add points, bend them, I can go back to the pixel persona, and it's all in one program, which is really interesting, because that's not something you tend to see in a lot of softwares without having a bridge between like one type or the other. You can do it all in one application, which is really fascinating and really cool. Yeah, pretty good stuff. But let's do a little muscle, dude. Let's do a little muscly guy. I'm feeling like drawing that tonight. I don't know. We'll see. One time buy. Yeah, well, that's it, Sagi. I mean, you know, it's like for me, I'm freelance, right? And for me, it helps cut down on that cost. Because, you know, if you're having to constantly spend money on software, it's, you know, it's harder to make that money, right? What do you like, a little Conan looking dude, like a little barbarian guy? I need classes for that. I'm too dumb. Nah, nobody's too dumb. You know, the thing with this is, Godsey, is it's all a matter of how much work you're willing to put in, right? So art is a product of hard work and determination. A lot of people, they perceive art as being some talent that people are just... I mean, don't get me wrong. Some people are naturally more talented, but art is a direct product of the work you put in. So if art is something you're serious about and something you truly want to aspire to do it, right? And you will get better. You absolutely will get better. Bruva, I saw your comment earlier about a charge list. I don't directly have a charge list. What I do is I basically just talk with whoever I'm doing something for, and we just kind of work something out. You know what I mean? So if it's something you're interested in, my commission info, there's a little button for my commission info. You can click that. Feel free to contact me or get me on Discord. Whisper, I don't do, again, you just heard me kind of. So, like, if it's something you're interested in, I like to kind of see what somebody wants and then kind of go from there, right? So, like, you guys can see my start screen. We'll pull it up real quick. You know, I have, like, a fully animated start screen. And it's me and my daughter on a little boat with animals and things like that. So I do, you know, full screen animation, little animation, still graphics. My Be Right Back screen's animated as well, so you can see like my daughter sitting there and me drawing on the computer and stuff like that. And so there's just we do a lot of different things here. It all depends on kind of what I'm in the mood for. Have you ever drawn stuff in hand? What do you mean? Like someone holding something or something that I have physically in my hand? Let's make an axe. Axe sounds fun. No, I don't do any traditional art anymore. It's not that I don't appreciate it. I just prefer digital. So I live completely in a digital space. You know? I just don't really enjoy any sort of like physical art anymore. Personally, enjoy doing it. It doesn't mean I don't enjoy looking at it. You know what I mean? It's not what I want to do. So we're gonna go like this, and we're gonna turn this into like a little axe head, I think. And draw the solar system. We've actually drawn a lot of space stuff, guys. If you look through the slideshow, you'll see a lot of it pop up. We just did one the other day with me and my daughter, and I cannot remember the name of it. And it was me and her like floating around in space. And again, you'll see my daughter sort of be a constant theme in my channel. I can't remember where the heck it is, but it's in here somewhere. Yeah, it sort of goes all over the place. You'll see it if you look in the slideshow. Whisper, it depends on what exactly it is. For that, yes. Yes. It sort of depends on how far you're looking to push it, but yes. A lot of my art that I do on stream is is more family friendly and more nice cutesy content. You know what I mean? But like, that is something that can definitely be, you know, looked at for sure. Do I only have one kid? So I have a child here, and then I have older children that no longer live at home. I wish, Sagi. They unfortunately do not do an affiliate program yet. I emailed them about that actually to find out if there was going to be any sort of an affiliate program, and unfortunately there is currently not. I wish, but what are you gonna do? I think they're going to get there eventually. I hope, because I know there's some really, really good content creators for Affinity that they should absolutely give codes to, or give like affiliate status and things like that. I would love to see it. Maybe one day. We'll see. Yeah, it'll be nice. I wish. They did say, though, they didn't shoot it down. They did say they're working on it. So, you know, maybe sooner than later. I don't know. And I've been using the software for probably about 2 years. So I've got a pretty good handle on what it can and can't do. And that's something else, Saga, is like we welcome questions in here. So, you know, if you have any, like, direct questions, I'd be glad to try to help you out with it. Like, I welcome that. We get a lot of people that stop in and ask, like, how did you do that? How did you do that? You know, and we try to help people understand or learn at the very least. If we can, you know. Which is also why we keep a pretty extensive list of, like, free stuff for people that want to kind of get into the free aspect, you know. We'll give him really, really big, strong arms. Sort of like... We'll give him really ridiculously oversized arms. And we'll do it in a way that it sort of just fits in with the body. You'll see. It'll look weird at first, and then it'll make sense because of the way we're going to structure the body. So anybody here excited for Borderlands? Do we have any Borderlands players here? Just curious, that seems to be the major hype element at the moment. Yes? Yeah, a lot of people are super, super hyped, and, you know, rightfully so. I mean, it's a good series, and, I mean, you know, people are excited. I'll leave a tab up, man. That's cool. I'll definitely see you around. Thank you so much. And yes, if you want to contact me on any of that stuff, any questions you have in the future or anything, let me know. And be glad to talk to you about it. Nice meeting you too, buddy. Thank you. Don't come in here starting, Frodo. That's my cup. This cat, my daughter's cat, likes to knock cups over. It's frustrating. Okay, so we're gonna go like this. We're gonna minimize this down some. Good. And then what we'll do is we'll move this dude up and we'll give him some sort of a little hat. And we'll just kind of play with the character, the placement of everything. Just make it kind of fun. And we'll go here. Thank you, Godsey. Yeah, you keep an eye in the in that slideshow. You'll see some of those space pictures, Godsey. There's a bunch in there. We've done quite a few, actually. How do I want this to look? So do you make art, Saki? Are you interested in getting started, or do you currently use like Illustrator or something? How do I want to do those? Let's do like some gloves or something. I don't know. We'll play with it. You gotta go? Alright. Take care, Godsey. Thank you. Thanks for being here. Sort of center that here. I feel like I'm getting a headache, which I really, really hope I'm not. I'm going to take these back with this darker color just for right now until I can sort of differentiate this. Because I thought this would look kind of cool if we did it something like this. And here, right? Nope. This one all the way to the back. And this one in front of the... There, nice. We'll just kind of play around, put this here, why not? Be kind of fun. And now we'll do his little torso. Oops. We'll lock the children. And this is not for anything in particular, guys. We are literally just goofing off here. Do a little sort of skirt thing here. Okay. Go a little bit darker with it, and we'll take it back one. Nice. But then, obviously, this is going to need to go in front of this, which means this is going to need to go in front of this, right? What are you jumping around for tonight, cat? You gotta stop. We'll figure that out. I know what we'll do. We'll just mask it. So we'll go in front of this as a 2D animation and motion graphic design. Oh, awesome! Well, shoot, that's incredible. Me, I'm all self-taught, so don't judge. All my stuff is just a product of me goofing off and learning how to do this stuff. I went to school a long time ago for art. That's what I went to college for. And I got quickly talked out of staying in the art field because I was quickly told that art does not make you money. So I changed my major. And now this was 20 years ago, right? So I mean, not like it is today where there's a whole lot more proven concepts for the art field. Or like, design and stuff like that. So it's one of those things I really wish I had been able to pursue it more back then. But I've recently gotten back into creative stuff in the last couple years. And that was really because my daughter and I wanted to sort of get back into the feeling of it, and I wish I had pursued it in school. I really do. Because I would love to see where I could be now had I pursued it more, But it is what it is. Copy, paste in, give this thing a rotate. Kind of go here like this, nice. Grab this color, give him a little thumbs up, I think. So we'll just kind of go like this. And I know we're gonna take this, send it to the back, and sort of stick it on his back like this. So we'll just resize this bad boy. Oops. Take off lock children, resize it. Go. And then for his stomach, we'll do some like where his ab would be, I guess. We can grab this, probably the same color. Sort of goof off here. Yeah. We'll do something like. Works for me. Alright, cool. So if we want to make this look right, we need to shade this all the way down. We'll take the same color. Nope. Put these all the way to the back and we'll shade in this. Oops. Copy this. Very nice. And honestly, I'm self-taught. Tab on 3D. See, I've never done 3D things. Absolutely. And, I tell people that all the time. And, people, they come in and they just assume that, like earlier, they assume that, and it's not to say that some people aren't more naturally gifted, because most certainly they are. But, I think people fail to see the value of just plain hard work. Just doing something. You know what I mean? There's a lot to be said for just working. Like right here, I'm drawing this, and I'm not drawing this for any reason. I'm not drawing this because it's something that I have to. It's just I'm learning, I'm playing, I'm growing, and same thing with my animations. Like when I sit here, this little dragon we animated, this one here, that's me sort of goofing off and just learning how to do it, and that's the thing. Because I've talked about this before. I've sort of given up my a lot of my game time for learning time now. But it's not a bad thing. You know what I mean? I enjoy it. WRX Riker, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Really appreciate that support. Thank you so much. Any questions? Let me know. The coffee's cold. You kind of have to, though, right? Like if you really want to excel at something, you have to really just dig into it, put a little belt buckle on this thing. I don't know. We're just playing around now. And we'll make it look sort of... Thank you, Foxy. Yeah, we're just kind of goofing. Just having fun, like, making random fun stuff. Let's give him, like, some sort of a shoulder strap or something. Right? Doesn't that make sense? Like a little... Maybe he's got on a... Because I'll be honest with you, Foxy, I had no idea what I was going to draw when I started tonight. And then we sort of started playing around with animations and just never really came up with a cool idea, so we just sort of went with this, whatever this is. Let's give him a scar. I think a scar would look cool. How would I do a scar for this guy? Let's do it in a flat vector sort of way. So we'll kind of go like this. Let's give him a little scar like through his eye, I'm thinking. So we'll go here. And then what we'll do is we'll grab this and we'll just go darker with it. And then what we'll do is like this. And we'll just do a couple extra like this. And see what this sort of looks like. Not doing what I thought it would do. I don't think I want to do that. Maybe I'll revisit that in a minute. What are you up to tonight, Foxy? You playing? Oh, very cool. I wish it was mine. I ended up getting the short end of the stick this week. We had a guy had like a family emergency, so it kind of increased the workload for everybody. So now my week went from being hum-ho to being yay, you know. So, okay, it's funny you say that, Sagi. Here's how I'm gonna compare it, right? So we've said this before, and I'll do it quick, but this is the way I feel about it. This program is extremely efficient, and it runs better than Illustrator, by far. But it is lacking some of the features that Illustrator has on the back end. But I feel like 95% of what you need to do basic illustrations and things like that are here, without question. And there's actually features in this software that don't exist in Illustrator, right? But the way I look at it is Affinity has had an opportunity to look at what Illustrator... So this is the best way to explain it. Illustrator's been around a long time, right? It's harder for them to make a change to the overall arcing flow of the software because it's been around for a long time and people already know how to use it. So even if Adobe comes up with like a better way to do something, they can't just gut it and change it because so many people are used to that workflow, right? Not only that, the software is built in a way that it's built upon years worth of development. So they can't just rip and replace. Well, Affinity has looked at the way certain things are done and they're like, oh, we know a better way to do it. We know a lighter way to do it. We know a faster way to do it. But that's the product of looking at something else and advancing upon it, right? Like, I gave this analogy once, like, if you take the first toaster that was ever invented, I'm sure the toasters we have now are much nicer because why? Because they looked at the early iterations of it and it just got better over time. So you're talking about a product that's been built within the last couple of years, so of course it has a lot of newer ideas and better ways to do things because they're fresher, you know? And that's not to say it's better, but I do feel that there's some things it certainly does better than Illustrator, for sure. You know, that's kind of the quick and dirty of it, if that makes sense. Because I get people in here a lot, they're like, you know, they're like, oh, is this better than Illustrator? I don't like to really get into that because, I mean, that's all subjective, right? Like, you're going to look at the features this software offers, and that's up for you to decide if it's better. For me, I think it's better, but it also does everything I need and then some. It does things that I don't even need it to do, you know? So... yeah. I love it, though. Obviously, you can see I use it all the time. But... I want to shade under the eyes. Good. Did we give him like a little horned hat or something? Or what do y'all think? Let's give him like a little... Maybe like a little... So had you not heard of Affinity before, Augie? Like at all? Curious. I'm always curious how that... Here, like pretend like it's sort of a nose piece hanging over the face, because I like the way that looks. We'll kind of go like that, and we'll pull it all the way down to make it look like it sort of covers the nose. And then what we'll do is we'll do a couple like little broken horns on this thing. Go here, here. We'll just do like little short horns. I mean, we could always move the character down, and we could certainly do much, much bigger if we wanted, but I think we'll just go like this. And then we'll shade these in. Yeah, I like that. Now, let's get the shading and the detail going. Only ever talk about Adobe. Right. Yeah, I mean, that's understandable. That's understandable. You know, I'm always curious. I always ask because, like, I'm just curious if people have heard of it and just haven't tried it, or, you know, haven't really considered it, or whatever the case may be, you know. And I get it. I mean, Adobe is still the big player, right? It's predominantly Adobe in the creative world. I've made it a goal recently to not use Adobe for anything within the last year. So I don't really use Adobe for anything anymore, and I'm trying to keep that pace. So I'm constantly on a quest to like discover new softwares and things like that. And it's not that I don't like Adobe, I feel like, you know, it's good to have that competitive edge or that competition, right? Because it's like anything else in the world. Things only get better through competition. So, you know, if Adobe has serious competition, it's going to be better for everybody because they'll innovate more and they'll produce more interesting things if they have competition to do so. You know, when they're the only fish in the pond, you know, you get fat and happy. Because you don't have to grow. Yeah, and so here's the thing that's really cool about that, though. I was actually starting a couple months ago, I'm starting to see Affinity actually on work experience. There are companies who are actually requesting Affinity experience now, because even big companies are starting to use Affinity because, I mean, it's a great piece of software. And even they're beginning to go, wow, I mean, this is actually a viable product that, you know, we could certainly use in the professional industry. So you're starting to see it utilized by other companies and whatnot, which is really cool. Because I think eventually it's going to force Adobe to say, hey, you know, let's look at our stuff. Let's let's, you know, make sure that we're staying on top of things, because why not? Now they do, I will tell you a couple really cool things, Soggy. So here's a really cool feature that Affinity has done. They currently have 3 programs: Affinity Designer, Affinity Photo, and Affinity Publisher. They built this software from the ground up so that the file type, the Affinity file type, is not proprietary to one software. It opens and works in all of them. So it's uniform to all of them. So I can open and create a file in Affinity Designer, save it. A month later, I can open it in Publisher and work on it. And it'll open and read and work and everything. And if I save it and go back to Designer, it works. They built it that way from the ground up. That way there was no competition between file types, because they wanted to eliminate that. They didn't want it to be like, oh, I'm in Illustrator, let me bridge it over here, or let me save it as a PSD and take it over here. They got rid of that completely. The other thing they did is, this is really cool here, if you want to see something neat. This is the Publisher, which is their competitor to InDesign, right? What's awesome about this is...
we got a host. Welcome, everyone.
Hey, Godfather, what's up, buddy? Thank you for the host. If you own Designer and you own Photo, they work inside a Publisher. So you don't even have to open Designer or Photo. The entire feature set of the software works here. So what's really fascinating about that is you can come in here and design a book. You can use all of the features from Affinity Designer, all of the features from Affinity Photo right in the software. So you don't have to go to Designer, design a page, save it as a PNG or save it as a PSD, and then come over here and import it and move it around. You can literally use Designer or Photo right in the program. And you can do your full-on design, everything, you know, which is pretty cool, because it cuts out that need for, you know, having to go between programs, which is, again, a really, really useful tool. I mean, a super useful tool. So there's really good stuff there. I mean, it sort of depends. How you doing today, Godfather? You doing good? Rhino, what's up, buddy? How are you, sir? Let's do like a little scenery behind him. We're gonna do some like fun little scenery. We'll do like a little hill or something behind him. I'm doing really good, man. Doing really good. We're just sort of goofing around tonight. No real task at hand. We're just kind of drawing a random little barbarian looking dude. I don't even know, man. And just kind of having some fun with it. It started as like a sketch, and then we just kind of went with it, bud. Yeah, $50, Soggy, which is a steal. I mean, anybody that works with graphics will know that $50 for a piece of high-end software is crazy good deal. I mean, no one needs to really. Yeah, guys, let me shout out Rhino here real quick. Guys, if you're into Creative Stream, definitely check out Rhino Lion. He throws clay. So basically, he makes pottery live on stream. And really super chill dude. Really cool. Just a nice guy all the way around. Check him out. Check him out. You'll like him.
We got a host. Welcome, everyone.
Let's do like a little castle behind him or something. Like maybe he's getting ready to raid a castle. It's his old deck. How are you? Thank you for that, host. Let's do like we'll design it in pink. That way we can kind of see it, and then we'll kind of escape it in. You're welcome, Rhino. Always, man. Always. We're like, I look at the two of us, and I feel like we both kind of, it's funny, we both kind of started at the same time, roughly, and we both kind of been growing at the same pace on and off, you know what I mean? And what's funny is, I didn't even know about you for the longest time, and when I found you, or met you, you were doing watercolor stuff. You weren't even really doing the pottery yet. Really? Because didn't you say you took like a local course or something? Like a local pottery course or something? You put me on Oxygen Not Included again, and now I can't stop playing. Tell me about it, Mrs. Oltec. I love that game. I play that game far too much. Love it. Such an awesome game. That's one of those highly underappreciated games for people that don't know what it is. Love Oxygen Not Included. Takes up all my time, though. I took a pair of beginner ceramic classes at the local community college. Oh, okay. I remember you saying something about that. That's cool, dude. Yeah, see, that's the problem with Oxygen Not Included. Time flies by when you play that game. And then next thing you know, you turn around and it's like, crap. You know? Yeah. We're going to go with a different shade of color for right now. Godfather, we're just messing around. I couldn't really come up with an idea tonight. So we were over here, we were showcasing some animations. So you see this dragon right here. I animated this the other night in OpenTunes. So we drew the art here in Affinity, and then we animated it. And so I'm just kind of showcasing this right here. We drew these assets, and then we animated it right here in OpenTunes. And it's been fun. It's been fun. We've been having a good time with it. Yep. Always art. I rarely do anything else here. Somebody came in earlier and then asked, like, do you play games on stream? It's like, yeah, once in a while. If I group this and split this. 1, 2, 3. What? Alright, so we need to bring this in. How many cycles can you get to, Zoltek? On Oxygen Not Included. Alright, so we're going to group this. And again, this is going to be a background element, so we're spending a lot of time on what is purely a background element, but we're getting there. Alright, so this will go back to 100%. And we'll go like this, same color here. Great. Take this, size it down, flip it, and then watch this. We'll make it part of the background. So we'll just kind of go like this. See that? So it sort of becomes mixed in with the background like this. And again, you can just play around with like these little elements. You don't even really have to do this stuff. It's just for the fun of it. And then what we'll do is we'll do a couple small trees. So we'll kind of go like this. We'll do a couple different size trees. We'll do some round ones. And again, we'll sort of curve them to the shape of the thing here. Something like this. And we'll go to the back with that. That way it sort of looks like a little forest over here. You see this? So you can just play with it. What's up, Hydro? What's up, man? How are you, buddy? Nice beard. We're drawing this little barbarian-looking dude. How are ya? Y'all finished with your show over there, bud? It does, doesn't it? I am indeed. Let's get you a shout-out. Guys, if you're not following Hydra, please do. Super, super cool guy. Check him out. Really worth it. He's just a really all-around genuine dude. Really nice. He does a really cool stream on Wednesdays where he talks about mental health and things like that. Plays a lot of video games. Super friendly. Super welcoming. Go check him out. You won't regret it. Hey, Blends. How are you? We're just goofing off tonight, man. I couldn't really come up with something to draw. So I was like, let's just draw a goofy little character, dude. Ty Flox, thank you for the follow. Thank you. You're welcome, man. Of course. Of course. So we were talking earlier about animations. Like, I animated this dragon the other night, and after animating it, I kind of figured out. So right here, I don't know if you saw it, Hydra. We were animating this the other night when you came in, right? The little chubby dragon floating, and once I got him done, I figured out a better way to do the wings. So now I've got a better way all around to do it. And I need to go back and kind of redo it now, and I will. But yeah, just been playing around. We'll do some clouds, I think, in the sky. Why not? It'll be kind of fun. Sorry, I'm not as mentally focused tonight as normal. Usually I'd like to have a task and I know exactly what I'm drawing. Tonight I'm just kind of like making random stuff. I'm like half brain dead tonight, I think. Hello, water bottle. A dragon turned out pretty good, right? It's going well. Apparently we're drawing some little barbarian dude tonight, water bottle. Water bottle in the building? Yep. I guess? Maybe it's the beard. I got my wife again. She always thinks I'm shaving it. Because every time she hears my razor, she's kind of like peeking around the bathroom like this, trying to make sure I'm not shaving the beard off. She's always like, every time I go to shave my face. She gets mad when I shave. Like, she's not a fan. She doesn't like me without a beard. And I'm like, woman, you're not the one that has to deal with it. And manicure it. And take care of it. You like your wife's thinking, yeah. So we were doing something really cool earlier. I could show y'all again if you want in Open Tunes. We actually did a really... no, there's one thing that I get her with, though, water bottle. Is I refuse to shave my mustache, right? So, like, my entire top lip's covered now. So, anytime, like, watch. If I go to drink coffee or something, it's just in there, right? So my wife, she hates that. She thinks it's disgusting. So I give her crap, and I'll go drink something. I'll go to give her a kiss and just give her like this massive wet kiss, and she'll just be like, ugh, you know the feeling. Yeah, man, it's what it is. I always get her. Oh, soup is terrible. My coffee. And my daughter's so funny. She's on my team, right? So I tell my wife all the time, if food gets in it, like, I'm sure you'll get a hydrate. Like, you don't feel little pieces of food in it. You just don't feel it. You know what I mean? And I'm not talking, I don't have like a pork chop hanging in my beard. But like, like a little piece of food or something, you just don't feel it. So my wife will give me crap because she'll be like, you got something in your beard again. And I'll always tell her, and I'll be like, well, I'm saving it for later or whatever, right? I'm saving it for a snack. And so she always just kind of scoffs at me, rolls her eyes or whatever. So now my daughter's on my team. As soon as my wife says something, she'll be like, oh, daddy's saving it for later, or he's saving it for a snack or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, she straight up defends me. She's like straight up defends daddy every time. It's hilarious. Yeah. She's team daddy for sure. My little bodyguard. We're gonna finish shading this down. How do I want to do this? And thank you for the kind comment, Sagi. I saw it, buddy. I really appreciate it. I try. I hope that, people get inspired and or who knows what, you know what I mean? I always like to see people enjoy what I do, It's nice. This would sort of be shaded from the inside. So it would be kind of like this, I think. Perfect. And we'll take this color here and we'll just go darker with it. No, I haven't. I'm terrible, water bottle. I didn't do my own prompt. I didn't even finish the one from last week. It was. I know. Look, I had a bad day today at work. We had that freaking lockdown at work today. Do you know why we had that lockdown? Does anyone like to guess why we had a lockdown at work today? It was quite the exciting day today. Nope. Even better than that. Someone had some disease? Nope. There you go, man. Look at you. Look, we'll just turn it gold. We'll get you straight. So we had an active shooter today, which was fascinating, and it wasn't a drill because I guess some guy across the street, I guess he was wanted or something across the street from the hospital. So when they went to apprehend him, he basically started threatening and basically, I guess it was, I don't understand the situation. From what I get, like they went to serve a warrant or something and the guy just went post on him. And luckily nobody was injured, but they ended up, because it was a shooting situation, they had to essentially lock everything down, like the whole street. They locked down the college, they locked down the hospital, they had to lock everything down because, you know, active shooter situation, of course, they're trying to keep everyone safe. And at the time that something like that happened, nobody knows what the real situation is. You know what I mean? Or like, what's actually going on, right? So then the guy ended up ditching into the woods. And it took him like 2 hours to get the guy because where he was, he like ran into the woods and basically ended up in like a river and all this other crap. And they finally got him. And I mean, it was just one of those things where they were like, I mean, it was just like a normal, from what I understand too, it was like a normal warrant serve. It wasn't even like anything, the guy just lost it, I guess, you know? I don't know. It's crazy. It is. Yeah, I'm good, bud. I mean, you know, I don't think we were ever truly at risk because it was right in front of the hospital, but it was like across the street in a complex, right? And so it was obviously within vicinity, you know, but it was crazy, man. We'll be back for more of your streams. Gotta head out. Thanks for sharing Affinity. Gonna play around with it. Sagi, take care. Thank you for the follow. Nice to meet you. If you ever have any questions about it, feel free to come in and ask. Come back anytime. Love to have you. Thank you so much. Yeah, and there's my social info if you're interested in any of that. I am on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, all that good stuff. Water bottle, deleting our commands. I've almost broke. Hold on. Don't let me lie to you. Hold on. I think I've almost broke 500 subs on YouTube. I have 451. We're getting there. Growing. That's cool. Yeah, right? For something I never expected to do anything? Yeah, I didn't know, you know, when I put it out there, I didn't know if people would actually want to see the things that I'm doing on there, but apparently people do, so I'm not going to complain. It's awesome. Alright, so we're going to take this little guy here. So yeah, needless to say, we had an action-packed day today. 452, sir. Well, thank you, Hydra. I appreciate that, buddy. It's getting there, man. You gonna be playing Borderlands at all, Hydra, Foxy? Y'all in the Borderlands or not your speed? Seems like everybody right now is either 100% on board with Borderlands or they could care less the game even exists. That's like the two camps that I see. You pre-ordered it on PC? Yeah. I love Borderlands personally. But right. I'm curious though, I was watching a stream of it today, and I would be really curious to see how well that's going to run on a console. That game is very graphically intense, but who knows, you know? Position of pre-order games right now, I'm holding off, but I got some things out there that my name will make it. Right on, dude, right on. Yeah. Then again, I'm not a console player by nature. Like, I am definitely a PC gamer. It's, you know, nothing against people who play with consoles. It's just not my cup of tea. Like, I would totally prefer to play on a PC. I have one console. It's a Switch. And the only reason I have my Switch is it lets me play wherever I want. Like, I play in bed, I play if I'm at the doctor's office waiting on an appointment or something like that. It's great for that. But like outside of that, yeah, I'm not a console gamer. I kind of go like this, I think, to just kind of make it look, yeah. Cool. I want to change up his, yeah, a little bit of here. Let's make these look more like gloves. So we'll kind of go here like this. I've been doing a lot of diving on animation lately, guys. I've got some really cool ideas I'm trying to bring to life. I think I'm being a little too overzealous on my plans, but I've got some really neat ideas that I'm experimenting with. I'm hoping soon I can actually put one together and show you guys. Oops. Oh, Frodo's asleep. Okay. I heard something crash in the kitchen. It must be the other cat. Thanks, kitty. This guy gives us a little bit of color. Nice. Now let's shade in these hands, because we worked on shading in the rest of the stuff, so then naturally the shading needs to follow here, right? So we'll grab this and go slightly darker, not too dark. Too dark. Like there, see? You gotta stay consistent with the shade, and like if you shade up here, you gotta shade down the body. You know, obviously. So we'll kind of throw the shade here as well. And the great part is we already have the color for the shade there, so we'll just copy that over. Good. We've got the shade on the legs there. Fun little drawing, cute. Let's do a weird sort of sun back here. And we'll make the sun the same color as the cloud. To sort of signify it's the sun. But we'll go like this, I think. We'll kind of crest the top of this cloud here, like this. Make it kind of obvious it's sticking out. Maybe we'll do some sun rays or like a sunburst or something. I don't know. Let's see what this is. Oh, we had something fun the other day. My daughter, she's taking softball now, or volleyball, because softball's over. So I shouldn't laugh about this, but woo. So the other day, she was practicing, and the coach was helping her learn how to serve because she's not very good at it. And this poor child was standing up close to the net, and the other team was practicing serves over the net. Right when she went to serve, and this ball smacked her right in the face. I mean, pow, right? And it was funny because it was one of those moments you could see her you could see her process it. You know, she was like, oh. And the coach was like, are you okay? And she was like, yeah. And she just, I mean, it was like the waterworks just went out, dude. And I was like, I'm sitting there shaking my head because, I mean, I know it hurt, but like, it was kind of humorous at the time because it was like, ugh. And then she started crying because I wouldn't let her come over to the bleachers and get a drink of water. Because she wanted a drink of water. She was done running. And I was like, no, stay out there. You'll get a drink in a minute. No cool black eyes, nope.
Oh,
nope.
We got a host.
No cool black eyes. Yeah, right. Thank you for the host, Hydra. I appreciate it, buddy. Yeah, it was quite funny. Like, I shouldn't laugh about it, but it was definitely kind of funny. Look. Huh. I don't know if I want to do something like this or just call. I think I'll just call this one done. It's a fun little drawing. It's not really meant to be anything other than just fun. But I think we're gonna go do a. I think we're gonna go do a little bit of animation testing. Why not? We'll see if we can't mess around with it a little bit. So let's go with. I wanted to show y'all something. Let's go here. Actually, we'll close this because I don't remember the last change I made. So, experimenting today, and I want to show you what I figured out in here. Let's go with here, and we'll say, let's call it depth. We'll call the actual animation depth. We'll go create scene. So I figured this out today. Maybe we should use Chewy. That's what we'll do. We'll use Chewy and we'll export one of my other characters as well. That way we can kind of... Who else should we use? Let's grab this guy. Yep. Here we go. We'll go... How does this work? We'll copy this. And we'll go new from clipboard. Good. And we'll export this as a PNG. And we'll just call it code. Yep. There we go. Nope. Alright, so watch this. We're going to import these two drawings, and I want to show you something pretty cool I figured out. So if we import this, we're going to load it on the first layer. And then on the second layer, we're going to import this and load it on this layer. Now, we'll pretend like this little dude is running from Chewy. So we'll take Chewy and we'll sort of turn this to all. Good. Scale it. Alright, now, we'll kind of put him here. And what's cool is, you can see where, like, these are pictures I've made in the past, right? But we're able to use them in here, which I think is really cool, really fascinating. So watch this. I'm going to show you. We'll put this down out this side of the scene like this. And we'll start him here. Now, this is where this gets interesting. If we drag this down to, let's say, 48 frames, I want to show you guys something cool. What's up, Odin? Doing good, buddy? Alright, let's go bouncy bouncy. We'll have him sort of bounce up and down a little bit to make it look like he's sort of running or walking or whatever. We'll just kind of do something quick here. Okay. Good. And then we'll take this and we'll paste it as the last frame. That way it loops well, right? So if we take Chewy, we set a frame, and we go here, we got to go to position, right? Yeah. What does that look like? Did you... I don't know if y'all can see that. Do you see how that creates that illusion of how quickly it created that illusion of depth, right? Like that Z depth. So if we watch that play, you see what it does, right? Like it looks like he's pulling away from the character. And what's really cool about that is that was done in such a quick flash. But what's neat is if we look at the Z depth here, if we play that through, you see what happens right there, right? How it's exploded out. What you're doing is you're pulling the other asset toward the back of the stage. So it's giving it Z depth and moving it out. Looks really good. It works well. And this program runs so efficiently, it's crazy. But what I want to do, I want to create a mesh for this. Can we create a mesh now? I'm curious. Create mesh. Yep. Now the mesh is a little off, and that's because it's... Well, I'm not 100% sure why it's off. But let's go here. I wonder why that's off the way it is. There must be something about the way I'm importing that I need to get a little bit better. I'm going to have to figure that out because I would hope that would import perfectly every time. We'll just kind of go there with it. All we're going to do is move things up and down a little bit. It's not a huge deal. But anyways, if we take this and we move it, there you go. It moves the character with it. Fantastic. So we'll set a keyframe here. And then when it gets here... Oh, you know what it is, I bet? Hold on. Is it the way this is configured? Maybe it's a node. Go here. Create mesh. Apply. Yep. It's got to be the way the mesh is done. Because I'm thinking what it's going to do is a stage schematic. I wonder if then we would want to pin this the other way, or how we'd want to handle this. Probably going to be a thing with pins. Because here's the camera, which we can adjust the camera settings, which is good. But this is column 2, DOH, column 1, Chewy. How do we get the mesh to line up perfectly? Maybe we got to go in and do bones? Build skeleton, okay? This down. Okay, good. We'll do a couple here for this. We'll come down. I don't know what this is going to look like, but we'll try it. Go here, here, and here. Okay. But what if I set a bone? How would that pin work? If I would have set it here, right? So that's number 3. So if I go here, oh, that's because it's set to B. I see why. So this 3. Okay. And then we go here and we move it into place. Now it should stay consistent, right? Because it'll always bind right there. I'm pretty sure. Now if we move this about, yep. And as we move this through, does it stay? I gotta figure out what that's all about. I don't understand that. But then again, that's something that... Oh, you can turn it on and off here? Wow. This program's gonna make my brain explode, I think. Pretty sure it is. So if we go to the first scene, why is it cutting that off? Okay. Here. Can I... It's sort of a learning session, guys. I apologize. Hope y'all are good with that. See, that's off. So I gotta figure out... That's something I need to understand a little better is how does the mesh work exactly in terms of it in control. Yeah, so if we copy this and overwrite this, so it must have something to do with the way that I've already animated and I'm adding the mesh later. So, okay, what if we try to do a mesh for chewing? Would that work? So if we go here, create mesh. See, it's creating it at the original size. And I wonder why that is, because... What the heck is B? B. What is B? I don't even know what B is. Maybe I can move it to A? Oh. See, that's something I just don't get. Like, so we made the mesh after importing the character. So why does it make the mesh at the default root size? Alright, so if I resize this... No, let's go with all it's resizing the character with it. Are these... Yeah, so what I did, I'm not sure if you saw the animation water bottle. I made it look like a running away animation, sort of. You see how you could animate this in like an animation sequence, right? To sort of... But what I'm trying to figure out now is, like... I'm really trying to learn the software to the point that I can actually make something, right? So, let's say we wanted something else in here for depth. Like, let's say we wanted a rock over here next to Chewie or something, right? We could sort of do something like this. Or let's say we wanted to make him pass a rock. It might be the better way to look at it. Let's go ahead and fill this thing in. It's weird, I've got this strange... Like, I want to learn this software. I don't know why I have such a strong burning passion to learn it all of a sudden. But... So how would this work, like, with Z-depth? So, you see this right here, water bottle? This is... It's like Moho with the Z-depth, right? So as we play this, you see how Chewie goes to the rear of the stage? So what this does is it allows you to control the elements for, per se, like, depth, illusion of depth. And it allows you to do, like, really interesting things with sort of cross-staging and whatnot. I'm... But what if I wanted this to sort of move into the scene? Okay, let's do this. I know what we're going to do. Watch this. We're going to try to zoom out the camera. Boy, this is going to get tricky. Well, let's see what we can do. Select camera, camera 1. Okay? Let's set a keyframe at the first frame. And then what we'll do is at the last frame, we're going to scale it out. Which should uncover the rock at the same time. Why does the rock move? Oopsie. Hold on. Oh, that's because we moved it later. Okay, hang on. Are we still on the camera? We are. How do I get off of the camera and get to the... Hard to say. Filter? Red, green, blue, dark yellow, dark cyan, dark magenta. Now I wonder why this is saying camera 1. Like, what is that all about? Okay, let's just resize this here. No. No. Well, I mean, that actually sort of works. Sort of makes it look like he's running by it, I guess? I've got a lot of theory crafting to do, I'll tell you that. With like how I want to handle this stuff. So let's say we stop this, go home, and then we want this first frame to have a mesh. Will it? See, that's where I'm confused. When you try to add a mesh to something that's already been animated, look what it does. So I've got to figure out how to fix that. Because it's like the mesh is off. And if I go to animation, I'm sure it has something to do with this. Because you got column 1 Chewie It's got to be something about the way the mesh bones are working. I'll have to play with that. I'll figure it out. Like everything else, just got to take time. Yeah. Alright. That looks good. Alright, so let's do this. Let me see who is on, because I'm going to have to get going soon. It's getting late. And, fortunately, I have to work in like 6 or 7 hours. Let's see who's on. We could drop a host on to. Haru's on. She's playing Minecraft. Dragonflayer's still on. What is he still doing? Carrington's on. He's reading. Go drop it on Carrington. He's reading a book. It's been a while since I've seen Carrington. Yeah, well, it's 10:30 for me, Water Bottle, and I've got to be up in 6 hours. So I need to get some sleep at some point. Unfortunately. I wish I didn't have to, but I've got to. I'm tired today. It's been a long day. So anyways, folks, thank you so much for the follow. The host, thanks for being here tonight. Probably. So I got to be up at... What time is it? It's 10:30. I have to be up at 5. I gotta be up at 5, so I gotta be up in 6.5 hours. And that includes me trying to go to sleep, which I can never do well. So that's fantastic. But we'll see how it goes. Anyway, thank you guys for being here. Hydra, thank you for coming, buddy. Thank you for the host. Thanks for being here. Appreciate everyone coming in. Everyone, I really do appreciate it. Reb, thank you. Thank everybody. I will see you guys again, let's see, Friday night? I'll see you again. So until then, be safe. And I will see you guys later. Take care. Bye-bye.